Hello, my name is Enes. I'm going to talk about my bachelor's degree project Clean Code Analyzer for C++. Let me first introduce the concept of clean code. It's basically how well organized and understandable your code is. For instance, it's disturbing to see your room is a mess. Once it got dirty, it takes a lot of time to clean up, and most people get uncomfortable when their room is untidy. Well, a bad code is like this. In the end, it's always better to keep your room and code clean. The definition of clean code for a C++ code piece may differ from one expert to the other. However, according to my researches and experiences, these are the criteria to measure the cleanliness level of a C++ code piece. For readability, code should not contain any uninitialized or unused variables. Indentations should emphasize the level of statements. A brace, which belongs to a translation unit, should not be at the same line to indicate between two braces as a sign of scope. Similar data types should be aligned in respect to each other. The length of a method should not exceed 10 lines. Namings should be grammatically correct and suit their purposes. The code should contain as few commands as possible. This indicates that the meaning of the code is very obvious. Code should contain const and auto keywords wherever it's possible to use them. And typedef should be used for often used data types. Unsigned data type can lead to infinite loops sometimes. A clean code should contain them if it's really needed. Size of variable name should be preferred to size of variable type, because the type of variable can change which is the one we want to learn the size of. Objects should be destroyed in orderly in the structure. Using namespace directive can cause name conflicts. It should be avoided. Every header should contain a pragma or guard. What about performance? Make shared is more efficient than reset. Null is deprecated. Null pointer should be used. Instead of using macros, a clean code should define constants by using const keyword. Most companies don't realize that productivity is directly related to money. Having a bad code at hand decreases productivity because developers spend time and resources to understand the code. Furthermore, every addition to the development enhances this mess. In the end, you can see that productivity falls over time. It's obvious to see in this graph the cost would be increasing. Companies hire new employees when the productivity falls. However, this only increases the cost. The real solution is encouraging clean code. In the recent development, the project is not capable of detecting all the criteria. It's able to advise about the followings: uninitialized variables, the position of braces, length of methods. If namings are not making any sense, it gives you name suggestions, encourages less commenting, detects unsigned data types, warns when using namespace directive is used. I'm going to show you how the program works. It takes an input parameter, which is a path to the C++ source file, and makes an analysis. As you see, I have a test.cpp file here. It has two functions, which are a function and a main function. As you see, function's name is function, which is very silly. It's basically taking a value, check its primality. If it's prime, returns the square of it. If it's not, returns 0. As we go through this source file, it includes the IOStream header and using namespace directive for std library. As you see, there's an initialized variable here. It uses unsigned data type. It can sometimes be buggy, but it's not buggy here, of course. You see there's a typo here, and it prints the returned result. And our function is a bit long. Let's test this file. You see it says avoid using directives to prevent collisions. Instead try to use std member here. And it says function is too long. It's better to extract functions from it, and directs you to a useful document. And about this comment, it says you may try to remove the comment and embed it into the name function so that the reader can infer its meaning by just reading it. Uninitialize variable at line 8 here. It sees the unsigned data type and directs you to a useful link about Google's C++ guide, and it suggests you some names about this typo here. It says rest result blah blah blah. That was my project. Thank you for watching.